Hey everybody, this is Robin Johnson from Career Force, and I am talking today with Rachel Ryan, who is a recruiter for Unifeye Vision Partners. And she's agreed to spend a few minutes with me just talking a little bit about what Unifeye is, what comprises Unifeye, and kind of the overview of positions and opportunities available for those of you who are thinking, I might be really interested in having a career change right now. I'm a little nervous about getting into something I've never done before because I don't know if I have all of the right qualifications. Rachel's going to be Rachel's going to be talking with us about that and helping us with that. So Rachel, I tell you what, before we start talking about the overview of the positions themselves, if you could give us an idea of what is Unifeye and how does it relate to things like Minnesota Eye Consultants and the others.
Perfect. Well, hello everybody. I'm Rachel Ryan. I am a recruiter with Unifeye Vision Partners, but I recruit for Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye. They are sister companies under Unifeye Vision Partners. So I'm just going to start off by giving a brief overview and then going into, why you should work for us. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, Rachel, we do talk with people all the time that are thinking that they want something new. So, do you want to talk? I mean, you brought up a slide here. I'll tell you what, when you are ready to have me move on to the positions themselves, let me know. I'm going to sit back here and learn a little bit more about you guys.
Perfect. That sounds great. So this is our Unifeye Vision Partners community. So they are located in Dallas, Texas. So we have a Minnesota region that makes up Northwest Eye and Minnesota Eye Consultants. And then we have eye practices in California. So I'm just going to be talking about, of course, Minnesota and Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye. And this next slide here. So between the two, we have just under 400 team members that make up both of those companies. Minnesota Eye Consultants, we have clinic locations in Blaine, Bloomington, Minneapolis, Minnetonka, and Woodbury. Along with our clinic locations, four of those locations have ambulatory surgery centers where the surgeries are performed right at those locations. So those are Blaine, Bloomington, Minnetonka, and Woodbury. And then for Northwest Eye, we have locations. We have 6 locations. Our Golden Valley, Children's West, which is in Minnetonka, Wayzata, St. Anthony, Maple Grove, and then our newest location that we just opened on August 2021 is Woodbury. So I would describe both of these as Northwest Eye. They see patients anywhere from peds, so kids, all the way up to the geriatric age, and so just that wide variety of eye care services. Minnesota Eye Consultants, we see some of our sickest eyes with patients at Minnesota Eye Consultants. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. I'm not going to read everything on this slide, but again, we have our vision and our purpose. But some of our core values I just want to touch on is, people-centric. So again, working with patients, whether that's direct or indirectly, having customer service and being able to, talk to people is huge for us. Partnerships. So, I mean, we are stronger together. Stewardship, continuous improvement, and fulfillment. So just again, I wanted to just touch on a few of those briefly. And then we do have some high priorities. So the clinical and surgical operations excellence. So we want to offer a world-class patient experience. Being that I'm a recruiter for both Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye, my job is to make sure that candidates have the best experience as well. So that's kind of flipping it on that side. We want to become an employer of choice. So one team all in and working together. We want to dominate the market for the services we provide in both optometry and ophthalmology, and to maximize our financial performance, of course. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the positions that we have.
Okay, and thank you so much for that, because I'm already intrigued. I mean, obviously, as somebody who's worn glasses almost all of my life and has had a couple of surgeries, this is really interesting to me. So it sounds, what's really exciting is that it sounds like there's a lot of different opportunities with you guys. I definitely want to hear about Scribes. So it sounds like Scribe is maybe a more of an entryway to the company, and I want to know what that is. And then we get to ophthalmic assistant, ophthalmic technician, which took me a good 10 minutes just to learn how to pronounce. So I definitely want to know what these folks do. And then we've got clinic and surgery schedulers, sterile processing technicians, RNs, and business offices. So this is exciting. So tell me about these. What do they do?
Yeah, so these are just an overview of the positions that we have. And of course, if you're interested and would want to apply, I would direct you to our website. So either Minnesota Eye Consultants or Northwest Eye, and then we have career pages. So you can see if a position that you would be interested in, if we would have an opening at that given time. But yes, a scribe, I would say it is more of our entry level position. It's a great way to get your foot in the door. And what the scribes do is they are assigned to either an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, so an OD or an MD, and they are in the room with them, with the patient, and they are documenting the visit while the physician is interacting with the patient so that they can have their full attention. The scribe then is documenting. So something, some skills for this that we're looking for is not necessarily if you don't have healthcare experience or patient care experience, we're really looking for customer service. We've hired folks that come from restaurant and retail industries, as well as even education type positions work really well in this role. And then, of course, having computer knowledge, since you're documenting in our the electronic health record system. So from there, you can advance in your career to an ophthalmic assistant. So you would then be actually doing some initial workups on the patient, going over any patient history, including medication. And then from there, if you are still interested in advancing your career, we have an ophthalmic tech role. And there you are actually learning how to do some of the different, using the different equipment to make sure that then everything is essentially ready and tests have been done before the physician is even in the room. So definitely have career advancement opportunities just between those three positions. And along with that, we do offer on-the-job training, which I will say is huge. You don't have to go back to school. Also with these, the ophthalmic assistant and ophthalmic tech, you can choose to get certified, but it's not required. If you choose to get certified, then we would pay for that. So just to really highlight those since that's a natural career progression for us.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then the patient service representative position, that's at our front desk. So you are greeting patients, you're checking them in. So again, customer service is super important. And then we have clinic and surgery schedulers. So you're more on the phone, scheduling clinic appointments and surgeries. So again, customer service is huge. And then in our ambulatory surgery centers, we have a need for sterile processing techs. So they are the folks that are cleaning the instruments for the procedures. And then, of course, RNs. And our revenue cycle, which is our business office, we have medical billing positions. So you are, those folks are on the phone with patients. Again, customer service, you're going over their bills. So really having a knowledge of billing and insurance is something that we prefer. But again, we do offer that on the job training. So that's just a little bit about some of our positions that we have.
Wonderful. Now, Rachel, I want to break this whole idea of, customer service comes in again and again and again and again. A lot of times Career Force is working with individuals who are interested in a new position, but they're a little skittish because they're not exactly sure, what have I done in my past that is going to be applicable? Now, having spent my entire career working in customer service, at least indirectly, I know there's a lot to it. There's a lot of customer service skills out there. So my question to you is, let's say we've got somebody who's never worked in the healthcare field. They're kind of intrigued, but they're thinking, how am I going to impress these people with my resume? My feeling about it is that you need to tap into those transferable skills. You need to be able to talk to you guys about what they've done before in terms of the skills needed for customer service. So basically, what kind of things are they going to need to promote about themselves that are going to make you guys perk up and go, this is cool?
Yes. Yeah. No. There are so many different fields that are customer service focused, and I am the first point of contact, so I phone interview everyone, and I'll try to say, well, kind of bring out those customer service skills. And I sometimes hear, oh, I don't have that on my resume. And I'm like, if you are from, like I said, a restaurant and have restaurant experience, or retail and have retail experience, that is, that should be on your resume. So anything that that would have those transferable skills, so especially customer service and any role that has to do with that, I would say make sure it is on your resume, because it will stand out. So
And it sounds like possibly even things that they've done in their private life might help. I mean, I remember meeting a gentleman once who volunteered at a soup kitchen, and we started breaking down what he did, greeting people, smiling at them, making them feel a little bit better, answering questions,
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff. It sounds like that's what you're looking for.
Correct. Yes. Volunteer work. I think that should definitely be on a resume, because that, I mean, most of the time it's interacting with people. And that is so much of what our positions that we have. It's either direct, face to face, or indirect, like over a phone. So it's very important.
So would you say, I mean, what are the key qualifications? Everybody kind of wants to set up their resume, so they're really hitting the most important stuff first and then going on to the others. In terms of
Mhm.
you guys and what you need, what are the key qualifications?
Um, I would say, healthcare is experience is preferred, not required. Patient care experience, again, it's preferred but not required. And then it really goes into customer service. So, working with being able to work with people is then our is huge. So medical terminology, that is a plus but not required. And then of course computer knowledge, since so much of it is is documenting, scheduling, billing and insurance, all that. It's all within the computer. So having that is huge as well.
Absolutely. And by the way, I want to just throw out a quick reminder to everybody that this is where Career Force can help you as well. If you're really intrigued by what you're hearing and you're thinking, I don't have a lot of healthcare background, but I do have the customer service stuff, but how do I make that appear on the resume so that Rachel will go, oh, yes, reach out to Career Force, because that's kind of where we can work in partnership and make sure that we get the proper information to Rachel so she gets your story. Okay, so speaking of connecting with Rachel, that's my next question. So hiring practices, how do you and the other recruiters connect with applicants? I mean, does your company utilize referral processes, job banks? Any key points about the hiring process that somebody who's thinking about this should be aware of?
Yeah, so we do have a referral program. So if anybody would be interested and if they know anybody at Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye, I would definitely recommend connecting with them. And then and that's huge. It's all about, networking. So I would definitely recommend doing that. And then we also have our careers pages. So, you would apply on either the Minnesota Eye Consultant careers page or the Northwest Eye career page for positions that you would be interested in. And then we are on Indeed as well. So there's more than one way.
Okay. Well,
So
that's excellent, and that's good to know. And then too, I'll throw us in again too to reach out to Career Force too, because now we made this connection and we're working with Unifeye, and we'll be able to get you fast tracked to the recruiters. So I do know too that a lot of people are thinking in terms of career paths, particularly if they're just starting out. They're starting a career. They want to be associated with a company that is kind of going to give them an opportunity to learn and grow and go beyond step one. So, can you explain the career path advance from, let's say, a scribe to an ophthalmic assistant to an ophthalmic technician? Briefly, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I touched on it a little bit, where Scribe is a great way to get your foot in the door and start seeing if it's something that you're ultimately interested in as far as a career. So you would start as a scribe, and again, you are documenting the physician's visit with the patient. And then from there, if you're like, oh, I actually really like it, I really like eyes, then you can advance into an ophthalmic assistant. And again, you're starting to do some initial workups, more direct patient care. So you would be, that one-on-one with the patient before the physician you know, is seeing the patient. And then if you're like, oh yeah, I do really like this and patient care and eyes, again, that's huge. Then you can advance into an ophthalmic tech where you do more of the workups and use more of the equipment. So along with that, you can choose to get certified. And we do provide reimbursement we do pay for that certification. So that's huge. And I will also say that even with like schedulers, some may start as like a clinic scheduler and then say, yeah, I like this. I have a really good base. I want to advance to surgery scheduling, which is a lot. I'll say more in depth. So we have different career paths, and same with our revenue cycle or business office. They have their own career paths as well. So kind of starting, just kind of working with patients and answering their questions, but then like building and building and building on top of that. So we actually have many areas where we have career growth and advancement opportunities, which is really cool.
Fantastic. That sounds so great. And by the way, folks, we are actually making this a little bit before we know exactly where this is going to live online. So I can't tell you exactly, but we do have the employer summary page available and contact available. So it's either going to be obvious and it's going to be right below this video, or you will find out where it is. But we will get that information for you, how to contact these folks, and just in general what the company is that you can take and read. Okay, now is to kind of tack on to the last answer you gave. It's wonderful. It sounds like there's a great career pathway. How does your company support that pathway? So folks who are interested in advancing their career, there are things like scholarships or tuition reimbursements, certifications. You've touched on it a little bit, but again, could you talk about specifically what do you do for someone who's really getting into this and wants to grow?
Yes, and I am actually going to move on to my next slide here. It touches on that. So we do offer full-time team members a comprehensive benefits package. So included in that is our medical, dental, vision, life insurance, our paid time off, and retirement. And then also included in that, we do have an a referral bonus program. So again, if you know someone currently at Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye, I would definitely get in contact with them because they would also get a little bonus for referring someone. So that's also a nice perk. So as far as tuition reimbursement, what I can tell you is we do have a partnership with St. Kate's, and it would reduce tuition fees by 10%. Otherwise, if you are interested in, like I said, in getting certified to become a certified ophthalmic assistant or a certified ophthalmic tech, we pay for those certifications. So that covers that a little bit better. And then lastly, I just want to talk about what makes us different. I think that will answer some questions as well. Is I know I've touched on this a little bit, but we do offer on-the-job training for most, if not all, of our positions. So you don't have to go back to school. Of course, for some of our more like licensure type positions, so an RN, we do need the schooling, but for our ophthalmic assistants, our ophthalmic techs, that's not something that you need to go back to school for, unless you start and say, yeah, I do want to get certified, then that looks a little bit different. So really wanting to highlight that you don't need to go back to school for that.
Wonderful.
Again, the career path, which I've touched on, so you can advance from a scribe to an ophthalmic assistant to an ophthalmic tech. And then we do offer competitive pay and benefits, which I just said as well. So I think that's what makes us different and why you should come work here.
Well, wonderful. Well, I've got one last question, and it's going to take it down to a very personal level, because I'd be interested to see just you personally as an example of, first of all, what enticed you about the company to start, and now that you've been there for a while, what keeps you coming into work remotely or literally?
Right. Yeah.
So what got you in the door and what keeps you there?
Yeah. So I'm from the Twin Cities, and I have actually heard of both Minnesota Eye Consultants and Northwest Eye. So I'm a recruiter. So when I saw that there was an opening, then it definitely piqued my interest, since I have heard of them being local. And then what I really like is just the diversity. So like I said, Minnesota Eye Consultants, I mean, we see some of the sickest eyes, and we've really helped patients, and that is just something that's really cool to see. And same with Northwest Eye, and they have just such a wide range of patients. So we have patients that come back year after year after year, and they grow with us as well. So that people-centric value is there, which that's something that has always been important to me. So I'd say that's what keeps me coming back.
Fantastic. Well, Rachel, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your very busy day to talk with us and to teach us a little bit about what you folks are doing at Unifeye. And this video hopefully is going to live online for a while. And so what I would suggest that you do is that you take a look at that employer summary page, you take a look at the contact information, visit their website, find out what is available at the time that you view this video. And then if you have other questions, if you need any other assistance in whatever way, reach out to Career Force, reach out to Unifeye, find out a little bit more about it. But this really does sound like it's got a lot of interesting opportunities and it sounds really fun. So hopefully very soon, Rachel, you will see these people.
That sounds great.
All right. Thanks, everybody.